Good Monday morning. This is the Great Basin Fire Potential Briefing. Taking a look at our impacts for the next few days. For today, some lingering showers and thunderstorms on the wetter side across our southern and eastern areas. We do see extreme heat building from California and Pacific Northwest into our far western areas. So for Monday and expanding Tuesday and Wednesday, the big story will be the near record heat and extreme dryness, single-digit humidity during the day, poor humidity at night, even high Haines indices. And on the long range, we will have to watch, after a week of this hot, dry weather, for lightning returning to some of these western areas and eventually over the rest of the area as we go to the end of the week and into this weekend. Over the past 24 hours, we had a fair amount of lightning across a good portion of at least the eastern half of Nevada and eastern Utah and up into Idaho. Most of this was on the wetter side or occurring over fields that have moistened quite a bit over the last few days. Nonetheless, we've had some new starts, initial attack on the lighter side, new fires in the red circles, existing or recent fires in the yellow. Observed precipitation. Both the past 7 days and the past 30 days tell a story of a much drier condition across the northern third of Nevada, northwest Utah, and a good portion of Idaho. So that's something we're going to have to watch, and eventually sliding into western Wyoming as we start drying things out across the region. Our ERC conditions, you can see where they've modified in the green in our southern and eastern areas, where they're starting to dry out a little bit across Nevada. Out here, though, the 10-hour field moisture in the grasses will recover quite rapidly after 1 or 2 days of heat. But it's up here in Idaho that we're seeing the most significant drying with our ERCs, and starting to see it even into eastern Idaho and parts of western Wyoming as well. That'll be the trend over the next couple of days. Here's our satellite imagery with upper level map superimposed. You see this big ridge of high pressure now forming over western Nevada and northern California. This is going to remain stationary for much of the week, producing hot, dry conditions. Also, the clockwise flow will be steering this monsoonal moisture mostly south of our area. So we stay hot and we stay dry for the foreseeable future, at least the next 4 or 5 days. So for this afternoon, the big weather feature is this high pressure ridge that's centered right over the Great Basin. Temperature is about 10, 12 degrees above normal for daytime highs. You can see our fire potential on the right-hand side. We really don't have much in the way of any significant wind of this high. Winds will be fairly light. The big story will be the heat and the humidity. So you can see temperatures near Reno 101, Boise 100, even out towards McCall getting out near 90, upper 90s in western Wyoming, of course much hotter down south, and these humidities in the single digits to low teens. It's going to be the theme as we go through the next couple of days. This high pressure ridge is going to park itself. Any showers and thunderstorms in these green areas staying to our south. And on the map here, we have high risk for very hot, dry conditions, although wind's fairly light. This high risk for lightning is in the Pacific Northwest and Southeast Oregon. And then going to the temperatures, again, getting up towards 104 in Reno, 100 in Boise, again, very hot. The humidity's drying out a bit more in the single digits to low teens across our region. And then on Wednesday, the high parks itself, it starts curving the monsoonal moisture mostly into California. So really we're missing most of the thunderstorm activity, but this is going to dry fuels out. Our hot and dry conditions with high Haines indices expand a bit further eastward. So everyone starts drying out under this pattern. And then temperatures 105 in Reno, 101 in Boise, 91 in McCall, upper 90s in northern Utah, even getting up into the mid 80s in western Wyoming, mostly single-digit humidity. So our fuels will be baking and drying out significantly. No significant precipitation expected in this kind of a pattern. And then going further down the road on Thursday, high still overhead, still record heat and dryness continuing. Monsoonal moisture stays just off to our west. And then on Friday, notice that monsoonal moisture in the green starts breaking off and going into western Nevada. This is problematic because after about 5 days of record heat and dryness, we do have the potential for dry lightning returning to the western portion of our area. Look at our PSAs, how much they've dried out, more in the brown. Looking down the road further to Saturday, still some lingering moisture, still chances for high risk of lightning expanding further east and further northwards towards up into Idaho as well. And then on Sunday, we haven't issued high risk, but still the possibility of lightning on the drier side across parts of northern Nevada and southern Idaho. That's our main weather concern. You can see not much is forecast in terms of precipitation in those areas over the next 7 days. The 8 to 14-day outlook shows above normal temperatures for the western part of the area, near normal elsewhere. It does show a bit of an increase in monsoonal activity, so we may start seeing more monsoonal showers and thunderstorms, but our northern areas and western areas stay dry. This concludes our briefing. Have a great day.